Hello everyone, it's Shel C from PaperOcotilloStudio. Welcome to the first episode of a video hop that will be happening every first Friday of the month, all of 2021. This is with a larger group of other people and it's called Let Us Start with Art. And everyone will be making some sort of art that you hang on the wall. There won't be any smaller projects. These will be larger projects that you hang on the wall. Please go below my video and after you finish watching mine, go to the next link and go visit that person, watch their project, go to the next link under their video and so on, all the way until you have got back to my video and then you'll know that you've completed the hop. I don't know what anyone else has made, but today I am working on a collage. As you guys know who follow me, I'm a collage artist first and foremost. I do also, I consider this mixed media because I use other things besides collage. I have painty papers, which are created either on the gel plate or with excess paint that's been left over from my palette and I need to use it up, or maybe the excess paint on the brayer. I might have used stencils, I might have used stamps, I might have used mark making. I might have other little pieces that were given to me from someone else in Happy Mail. I have all this beautiful painty paper and I love to use it in collage. The style of collage that I'm doing today is been coined paper painting because you use the little pieces of paper to create color, texture, shape in your image. So I do it this way. Other people do it other ways. Sometimes people will make an underpainting, and sometimes I do that. In this case, it's basically going to be straight up collage. So the substrate that I'm working on today is a piece of wood. It's a wood cradled canvas board. It's not a canvas board because it's not a canvas. There's no fabric involved. It's a cradled wood board, I guess. It looks like a canvas because it has a hole in the back and sides, but it's made out of wood. I don't know what kind of wood. It seems fairly lightweight. I purchased this on Amazon as a set of 3 and it was relatively inexpensive. I will have links to the products I used below the video. I am an Amazon affiliate and an Artesia affiliate, so I put links. Affiliate links don't cost you anything. They just provide me with a few cents if you use my link. And so that's why I do it. It helps support my channel. So I just have all these little pieces and I am putting them down using a Distress Collage brush, which is a fairly stiff, wide brush that I like to use for this process. And I am using Liquitex Matte Gel Medium. This is a thicker medium than a fluid. I don't prefer fluid medium unless I'm doing very thin paper and usually onto other paper. Then this type of medium would be too thick and it would tear the paper. Like a tissue paper or a napkin, they don't work well with this medium. You need a fluid one for that. But for what I'm doing, gluing layers down on wood, it works great. So it is my favorite one. It is a matte. I don't prefer the glossy. I think that it seems to take longer to dry and it seems sticky. And I just like the look of matte better. So that's the reason that I use the matte medium. And I think this brush, this little short handle brush is about probably 1 3/4 inches wide. So I use it to put the collage medium on the wood, then to put the paper over the top of that and to put another layer of smoothing out and also sealing in layer over the top of the paper. If the paper's thick, if it's a really thick, heavy paper that's like a cardstock or something like that, I will spritz the back of the paper and then I will also put a layer of glue on the back of the paper so that I have glue on the wood substrate, glue on the back of the paper. I stick those two together and then I do the smoothing and sealing over the top. And that is how I get a collage surface without any bubbles that is all sealed down all the way around. I don't want anything sticking up. And occasionally a little corner will stick up and I'll have to go and tuck it back in. Also, sometimes if I feel like I need to use a softer hand in sealing down my paper, I will get a little bit of medium on my finger and I will smooth it down with my finger. Or in some cases, I might use a smoothing tool like a straight edge tool or even an old key card or credit card to do it. Smooth the paper down. And it's something that you become accustomed to, knowing how to treat each thickness and type of paper. I have a lot of deli paper here, which is like kind of like wax paper, but more absorbent. And I like to do gel printing with that. And sometimes it wants to wrinkle when I stick it down. I also have some of this printed tissue paper. I can see some right there on the left. And you need to treat it with a little bit lighter hand because it will tear. So it just depends on the type of paper that you're using. A lot of these will be text weight paper because I will do gel printing or stenciling on text weight paper from, just inexpensive paper from my printer, basically. And then occasionally I have some that is thicker, cardstock, or something that I found in a magazine. I like just like real generic things from magazines that aren't a picture per se, but just a pattern, like a section of something in an ad or something. I will sometimes use those type of papers too, and that needs another consideration when you're gluing it down because the ink will sometimes lift off of it. So these are just things that you learn from practice. I can tell you things, but ultimately you're going to have to practice with your own collage and come up with your own style and way of doing things that might not be the same as mine. That's just how art works. So now I'm just tearing up some little small pieces of different scraps left over, and I'm going to save these for part of my image that I'm going to put on here soon. I need all these little, not exactly square, not exactly circle, shapes for my image. So now I'm using a Jerry's Artorama Jumbo Jet pencil. This one is it's a brown color, sepia, I think it's called, and it is a type of pigment impregnated charcoal. So you can erase it. You can also blend it with water a little bit. It does have a little bit of a waxy finish, but it's a good thing to draw. If you want to do a focal image over your collage, it's a good thing to draw with. So I have it in different colors. This time I'm using the brownish colored one. I didn't want to go all the way black. I have sped this up quite quickly because, I mean, it's hard to see on the video. I just want to show that I did draw. I also, on the screen of my laptop to my left, I have a picture of a giraffe that I'm using as a jumping off point for my shapes, inspiration. My things never come out looking exactly like whatever I'm drawing. You can tell what it is, but they end up being kind of like caricatures. I'm not a realist drawing person. I don't do realism. I do whimsical characters. This is much more interesting to me. So now what I'm doing is I'm using a very, very watered down gesso to push back and kind of exclude the area around the image that I drew, which is a giraffe. I hope you can see. It's a giraffe. And that makes that focal image stand out from the background. I didn't completely obliterate it. I wouldn't have spent all that time doing all that collage if I was going to get rid of it. I don't completely paint it out, but I do sometimes push it back so that the thing that is supposed to show the most will show up the most. Yeah, that was some logic right there. So the next thing I'm doing is I'm doing some illustration. This pen that I'm using is called the Pentel Pocket Brush. It is a India ink cartridge pen with a flexible brush, silicone or nylon brush that dispenses the ink. It has cartridges inside, and and once one is empty, you can take it out and replace it with another. The brush is very sturdy. I don't think I'll ever need to buy a new pen. I can just get the ink to put inside. I love this pen. It's India ink, so once it's dried down, it's permanent, and I can go around with other layers over the top if I need to, and it won't run or smear. Also, it gives me flexibility because it can make a very small, fine line. It can make a fatter line. And on a surface like this, I can also blend it while it's still wet. And so I'm using a water brush, which is basically exactly the same pen, only with just a water tank inside that you can refill. It's the same type of a brush. And I blend out that India ink a little bit on the edges, fuzz it out. So then, once all of that is done, I am going to do another layer of collage. This is the spots of the giraffe. You know, they have spots all over them. I don't want a realistic color. I want all kinds of fun colors. So I'm just using all those little pieces that I tore. I don't end up using all of them, but I'm using the pieces that I tore before that I've saved to add spots on the face and the neck of this little giraffe girl. I'm not sure. I think it's probably a girl. There's a lot of pink in there, although some guys like pink. So who knows? So this piece was a commission. I was commissioned to make this, and at the very end of the video, of course, there's always photos, close-ups and photos, and there will be one photo showing the giraffe in its home where I sent it to. It's been sold. It's out there. And I understand the customer is extremely happy with it. So I'm happy about that. So I want to remind you again, if you've gotten this far, to remember to go below my video after you've watched it and click through all the other links to the other channels who have also created art for this video hop. I always love to collaborate, and I love to see what other people do. So I always am excited to go on video hops and hop through. And of course, remember to give those people thumbs up, leave them a comment, subscribe to their channel if you haven't, turn on your notification bells if you subscribe, and of course you can share, and you can pin this on Pinterest or something. Of course, do that for mine as well, and then go and do the same for everyone else. People on YouTube are providing free content that you might enjoy or be entertained by, or you might learn something, or be inspired to do some art. So make sure that you express your appreciation to all the different channels in this hop. We'll be back again on the first Friday of next month. Let's see, let's look at the calendar and see when that is. February 5th will be the next hoppity hop. So I've glued down all my little pieces, and now I'm doing some more illustration marks and shading with that same brush pen and my same water brush, just making more interest and really bringing those little spots for the giraffe out so that they will be noticed. And then some shading, a little bit of shading. Then my next step is to do a little bit of finger painting. I just want to highlight a few areas with a little bit more color. Some on the giraffe, some on the outside edges of the giraffe. And I like to just do this with a little bit of medium body acrylic paint and my finger. I am wearing Art Guard, which is a lotion that I put on my hands before I start in my studio that protects my hands and my skin from the chemicals in all my art supplies. So I do recommend that. You could also wear gloves. I really feel like I don't feel competent wearing the gloves and using my fingers as tools. It's weird. So I prefer, unless it's something that I know I can't get off easily, like alcohol ink, just prefer to wear the Art Guard barrier cream on my hands. Got out a little bit of fluorescent pink. I think that's when the giraffe really started to feel like a female to me, was when the fluorescent pink acrylic paint came out. I used a little bit of Naples yellow and also a sky blue paint to do my finger painting portion of this event. So what did I do after that? I can't remember. We'll just have to see. Oh, I gave it a good dry. I do dry in between layers. I don't always show it because, I mean, really, do you need to watch paint dry with my heat tool? But I do dry in between layers. In fact, that bottom layer was left out for several days just because I didn't get to it. I didn't get back to it. And it was really nice and dry when I went for my next drawing and collaging paper painting layers. Sometimes I don't wait that long. Sometimes I just dry it with my heat tool and move on, which means it's not completely dry, but the surface is dry enough for me to continue layering, and it will dry completely out sometime in the future. So I added some more of that pen, and then now I'm adding some highlights with an acrylic paint pen. This is made by Uni, and it's called a Posca pen. And it's a favorite. I love Posca pens. I have them in all kinds of tips and colors. And because they are acrylic paint, they will dry permanent. But I do have a couple seconds to blend it with my finger if I want to. Also, a hugely favorite tool of mine is the Posca pen. So I'm just about done. I do take this outside and you won't see that. And I put 3 coats of a UV protectant sealant spray over the top to make it nice and sealed and protected from the sunlight. And I sign my name at the end. And that is it for this video for this hop for today. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hop through all the rest of the links. Bye-bye.